All right, let's jump right in. Picking a solar power system isn't just some feel-good, go-green thing. Nope, this is a major financial decision. If you get it right, you're going to save money. You're going to gain energy security. But if you get it wrong, well, you're looking at a whole lot of wasted money or a system that just plain doesn't do what you need it to. So let's cut through all the noise and figure out which system is the smart financial move for you.
So you're staring at these three big options: on-grid, off-grid, and hybrid. And yeah, it seems kind of complex at first. But honestly, the right choice for you, it boils down to just one fundamental thing. What is your relationship with the utility grid? Is it reliable? Is it totally unreliable? Or do you not even have one? Answering that one question is going to tell you exactly where you need to put your money.
Okay, first up, we've got the most common, the most economical choice out there, the on-grid system. You should think of this as your default setting, This is the starting point if your main goal is just saving money. And this is key, you have a stable, reliable connection to your utility.
You want to know the defining feature of an on-grid, or what some people call a grid-tied system? It's actually what it doesn't have. There are no batteries. And that little detail is the key to understanding everything about it: why it works, why it's so much cheaper, and what its single biggest weakness is. It's basically solar in its purest, simplest form, working hand in glove with the electrical grid you already use.
And how it works is, well, it's beautifully simple. Your panels on the roof, they soak up the sun and generate power. An inverter then changes that power into the kind your home or your business can use right away. Now here's the cool part. If you generate more power than you need, you don't waste a single drop. You actually send it backwards out to the grid. And in a lot of places, the utility company pays you for it. It's a system called net metering. Then when the sun goes down, you just pull power from the grid like you always have. It's this seamless, really efficient cycle.
But, and you really need to hear this, here is the single most important and frankly often shocking thing about on-grid systems. If the main power grid goes down, your solar system goes down with it. I mean it. Even if the sun is shining, your panels are just sitting there. It's a safety feature, it's called anti-islanding, and it's there to protect the utility workers who are trying to fix the lines. But the bottom line for you is no grid means no solar power. Period.
So who is this system absolutely perfect for? Well, it's for businesses, it's for homeowners in areas where the grid is rock solid. Their main goal: getting the fastest possible return on investment. Think of factories or offices, places that use most of their electricity during the day while the sun is out. For them, this system is a pure cost-cutting machine.
And that question right there, that brings us to the big pivot point. See, the on-grid system is fantastic for saving money, but it does absolutely nothing for you when it comes to reliability. So, what happens if your power cuts out all the time? What if you're in a place with no grid connection at all? Well, that's when we need to start looking at our other options.
And that brings us to what I like to call the reliability champions. When you just can't trust the grid, you need a system that has its own energy storage. And that means one thing: batteries. So now we've got two core solutions to look at: going completely off-grid or taking a hybrid approach.
So here's the key difference you need to get. Going off-grid, that's usually not a choice, it's a necessity. It's what you do when you have absolutely no grid connection. You're building your own private utility from scratch. A hybrid system, on the other hand, that's a strategic choice. That's for when the grid is there, but it's just not dependable enough for what you need.
An off-grid system means you are literally cutting the cord. You're 100% self-sufficient. Every bit of power you generate during the day is either used right then and there or, and this is the important part, it's stored in a big battery bank to get you through the night and those cloudy days. You become your own power company.
And the use cases for this are pretty obvious when you think about it. We're talking about remote locations, right? Telecom towers out in the middle of nowhere, rural clinics, island homes, places where the cost to just run a utility line would be absolutely astronomical. It's for those situations where energy independence isn't just a nice goal, it's the only way forward. Okay, now let's look at the hybrid system. This is really the sophisticated best of both worlds solution. It connects to the grid just like an on-grid system, so you still get to save money and even sell your extra power back. But it also has a battery, so when the grid goes down, it just seamlessly switches over and keeps your critical stuff running. It's the whole package: savings and security. This is the absolute go-to for any business where downtime is just not an option. Think about it. Hospitals that have to keep life support on,
data centers that can't afford to lose a single second of uptime, or a factory where one power cut can mean thousands and thousands of dollars in lost production. For them, a hybrid system isn't a cost, it's an insurance policy.
All right, so we've walked down all three paths in our decision tree. Now let's pull it all together. We're going to do a final head-to-head comparison to make this choice crystal clear for you.
This table, this lays it all out. Just look at that first row, power during outage, and that big red X next to on-grid. For anyone who needs reliability, that's the deal breaker right there. Then look at the cost and the ROI. On-grid is the cheapest, and it pays for itself the fastest. Off-grid is the most expensive with the slowest return. And hybrid, it sits right there in the middle, giving you a balance of features for a balanced cost. It's all a game of trade-offs, isn't it?
And look, if you only remember one single thing from this entire explainer, please make it this. This is the core strategic insight. It simplifies the entire decision down to one sentence. Batteries are expensive, right? So you should only invest in them, meaning you choose a hybrid or an off-grid system if the cost of losing your power is higher than the cost of those batteries. Simple as that.
So we end by turning that advice into a direct question for you. Don't start by asking, how much does a solar system cost? No. First ask yourself this: what is the true cost of a power outage to my business, to my home, to my operations? Once you have the answer to that question, I promise you, you will know exactly which system is right for you.